Welcome back. Well, perhaps your servo well looks like this, all rickety and it's falling apart, and you don't want to spend $250 to replace it. I'm going to show you how to beat it back into submission and save yourself that money. You're just going to need a few simple tools. You're going to need a hammer to go ahead and correct the shape of it. You're going to need a drill with a stainless steel titanium drill bit, 1/8 inch or whatever size rivets you choose to use, but I always use 1/8 rivets. And I'll show you real quick. So this is literally only being held on right now by this single rivet. So we're going to go ahead and drill this out, and it's going to pop right off just like that. And then this is going to come right off. So we're going to clean this up and bend it back into shape, and then we'll be back with you to show you the rest of the way. So we're back. So what I did is I re-riveted all of these pieces here. Any of the ones that were this has been Frankensteined a little bit now, so any of the old ones I drilled out and I replaced. I rebent everything into shape, and you can tell it's going to fit pretty well here. It's kind of sometimes it's a little bit of a two-person job to hold it down. So once you're done with that, what you're going to want to do is put some new silicone around, and you'll want to caulk any holes up top that you had to drill out because it didn't seat properly. So we're going to go ahead and get the silicone on there and put this back on, and then we're going to show you how to attach it with some of the rivets. Okay, so we put some of the caulk on there, and we're going to make sure that it seats nicely and fits on it. Oh. Okay, so now this is seated. This is kind of a two-person job. As you can tell, I got some nice caulk on myself already. So we're going to need one person to hold it down, the other person to drill. One thing I didn't mention earlier, so I did say that they're 1/8 diameter rivets, but you also want to make sure that when you use the top ones, which are going to sit on top of the counter, that you use the 1/8 grip as well, and I'll show you the difference. So this is a 1/8, it's shorter. This is a 1/4, it's longer. So obviously the more textile strength that it's going to have, or that's going to lose, the longer it is, and the more it's going to get mashed down and it's going to push it out. So you want to go with the shorter ones for the top. And the side, it doesn't really matter. Obviously you don't want to use the 1/2 inch because it might punch through. So the 1/4 grip size is a nice length to use. So what you're going to do is the holes are going to be unaligned just from you having to bend it and reshape it, and maybe you had to put some holes in different spots. But I'll just get one going by myself. So you want to use most of the same holes unless they were too close and they ripped out. And what you'll do is you'll use your, I recommend using an impact driver and like I said, a titanium bit. And we're just gonna go ahead and drill it out. There we go. And you wanna be careful not to punch all the way through. So we have that in there. And then we're gonna take our 1/4 inch grip, 1/8 diameter rivet, and we're gonna put it in the hole. Sometimes you might need to make it sit a little bit better. And if you have a little trouble, what you can do is you can feed it into the rivet gun first and fit it in there. Normally they go in a bit smoother. There we go. And what you do is you just give it a couple squeezes and it'll actually pull it and tighten it together. And now that's not going to come off. And I'm using the stainless steel rivets as opposed to the aluminum rivets because they're going to be stronger and they're going to be more likely to hold. Because what is originally here, it's not actually riveted typically. What it is these are actually tack welded, and the welds break just from all the in and out every single day. So the rivets tend to be a little bit stronger, they hold a little bit longer, and if you do the stainless steel instead of the aluminum, you're gonna get that much more life out of it. So we're gonna go ahead and get this fully riveted up on here so that you can see how it is, and we'll be back with you again. All right, so we got this all riveted up here. It's good to go. As you can see, I had to make some new rivets at different spots. It's not perfect. I'm definitely not an expert riveter, but it will hold up. And then we're gonna take this and we can slide it right in there. And as you can see, it fits perfectly in there. There's a little bit of a gap due to those 1/8 of an inch grip size rivets, but it really doesn't sit much higher than usual. And this is gonna have a tremendous amount of strength, probably more so than when you even got it from the manufacturer. And you just saved yourself 250 bucks. And actually, even if you went out and bought all of these things here, including the drill and the rivet gun, you still would save more money than if you went and bought that, a brand new one. So again, I'm happy to make some of these videos. I hope you guys are making some money and saving some money, and I'll see you soon.